The all-around performance you guys were hoping for this Big 12 opener?
Yes, sir. We finished how we expected and how we wanted to, but we started kind of slow. Kind of had some self-inflicted plays that we kind of armed ourselves with, put ourselves at a disadvantage. So we ended up bouncing back though, so that's the good thing.
Yeah, how big was that third quarter when the defense goes out, gets a 3-and-out, actually 2 3-and-outs, and y'all score on your first couple?
That was huge because at halftime, right in the locker room, we made up our minds that we was gonna change this game around.
Right.
Defense said we was gonna go out there and get a 3-and-out. We said we was gonna capitalize off that 3-and-out. So I think it was big for us to see the defense go out there and do back up what they said. And I think it's big for us to see that our defense got our back. So that was exciting.
What'd you think of what RJ did after he caught that pass?
RJ is a guy that's full of surprises, to be honest with you, but that's really not a surprise because RJ is a guy, if you throw him a 2-yard pass, he's trying to take it the full distance of the field. So it's like that's exciting for me to have a guy like that catching the ball for me. So I'm excited for him, and I appreciate him for playing so hard today. So that was good.
What adjustments did you guys make at halftime?
We really didn't make any adjustments. We just made up our mind that we were going to come out and play harder, and we were going to come out and be the more physical team. We all knew that we didn't play our best football in the first half. So second half, at halftime, we made up our mind that we were going to come out and play hard. We literally just came out and played harder than what we did in the first half.
Gerry, Coach Grimes has always used tight ends. I mean, you guys obviously today used them quite a bit. Ben on that first touchdown, talk about that play.
I'm going to say that's the play we kind of been waiting on.
Yeah.
We've been saving it, preparing for it. Kind of got the look that we wanted for it. And I'll say we got a great group of tight ends in there. So, and Coach Grimes, he's a big guy. He's going to use every weapon we have on the team because we have a lot of weapons. And that was just a great play call, to be honest with you, and we executed it.
What'd you think of the offensive line's performance today?
Those boys be rolling. Them big boys, they going to play hard. They play hard. They play for each other. They play for us. They play for the team. I said those guys, you just looking at how you see so much fight with them. And it's like, man, what more can I do to match their energy? So it's like, I appreciate those guys. Everybody else appreciate those guys. And we're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep it up.
What's the difference in the offense through 3 games this year? I mean, you guys have already surpassed your total yardage running last year through 3 games.
I didn't even know that. That's exciting. That's crazy. I would just say we knew last year that we weren't a good team running the ball when we came in this year, and Coach Grimes put a big emphasis on that wide zone. So it's like, as you guys can see, when that wide zone is working, when everybody is playing a role, doing their role, playing their part, when the O-line blocking, when the receivers blocking, the running backs making the right cuts, that wide zone is something special. I just say that's great to hear. I didn't know that. But I'm really excited about it. I think we're going to continue to run the ball that well.
Gerry, in the offense, you maybe have some opportunities to get out of the pocket, but you stayed in and made throws downfield. Kind of 3 games in, how do you feel like your pocket presence has been?
I would say my pocket presence has been good. I'm very confident in that O-line. I'm very confident in my backs blocking for me. I would just say I'm really not worried about anything too much with those guys because I know those guys have my back. They're going to give it all each and every play for me. And so it's like I'm sitting back there comfortable. I'm just really just enjoying the time I got in the pocket, hoping I can make some plays for those guys for holding up like that. So,
as a running game, made the play-action pass a lot more successful.
I think so. I think that the run game and the pass game complements each other. So when you can do both, I feel like both are going to work at the time, to be honest with you. Like, we don't have to lean towards one more than the other because when we're doing one, we're typically doing the other one well too. So I say they just both complement each other.
And Gerry, you all went for it twice on 4th down early in the game. How did you feel about kind of those decisions? Did you expect to go for it in those situations?
Coach Grimes, we know what the type of talent we have on this team. So there's no situation too big for us to go for it. Like, if it's 4th and 8 and Coach Grimes shows some confidence and make the decision to go for it, we're going to get it. Like, that's the way we feel. Like, no matter what happens, we feel that we're going to get it. So at any time we can go for it, to be honest with you.
Which one of your running backs does it hurt most to watch run? Because I got to say, all of them today at some point made me hurt, and I wasn't playing.
I can't even say one makes me hurt more than the other because all 3 of those guys trying to run through people. Like, those guys come out, they ready to run through your face. Like, I can say that is a physical running back room. They're going to continue to be physical like that. I honestly don't know, but I know all of them got that in them. All of them going to come out and run physical like that. They compete with each other, run the ball too, so I want to see who the most physical out there.
I feel like you've played through these first 3 weeks. You seem to be making a lot of plays.
Yes, sir. I've been playing good up to my standards. I feel like I can play. There's some mental things I can fix, but other than that, I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Just like I said, fix the mental areas. Go back to practice on Sunday. Tomorrow, watch the film, correct it.
Matt, they weren't able to sustain many drives. What were y'all doing out there? You know,
We were just being us. The first 2 games we came out, we feel like we tiptoed into it. This game we came out from the start. We played green the whole game from start to finish. 1s, 2s, 3s. Everyone played green. Just that run game, our run game, we were successful with it. Just stopped them.
What was the discussion at halftime after that last drive Kansas made before you guys came out and started the third quarter?
Yeah, it was just a lot of talk, a lot of just basic stuff as we usually do. They just come in and talk to us, go over stuff. Coach Aranda kept preaching that we're playing a hell of a game, hell of a good ball game. That if we just keep doing our job, we're gonna come out here and beat their butt.
Matt, that start of the third quarter, I mean, like Curtis was talking about, it cut it to 7. How big was that for you guys to go out there and get 2 consecutive?
It was very big. Going out there, getting a stop, shut them out, put the offense out there. That was also part of the halftime talk. Go out there, get 3 and out, stop the D, put the offense on the field, let them score. They were preaching a lot. Come out at halftime, come out, start fast, go green, get the O on the ball, let them score, be up 21-7. And that's what we did. We did it right. So we
came out, scored 2 touchdowns in the first 6 minutes of that second
Oh
half.
wow, I didn't even know that.
28-7.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Okay.
Did you just have a free lane to hit beat on that play?
Yeah, I was on like a stunt, and I just hit the B gap, and next thing you know, quarterback's right there. So I just lowered my shoulder and hit it.
Was he? I mean, you guys did a decent job on him. But was he a tough guy?
He was a tough guy, and that's where my fixes need to come in on setting the edge better. He's a very fast guy, sitting and surfing, reading the dive, or if the quarterback pulls it, he would pull it every time. He wanted to pull it, he wanted to run. So I tried fixing that, and then he's a very fast quarterback. He just kept getting outside. He's a good ball player.
Does he have that one long, like 25-yard run or something that y'all really didn't let him have much after that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. On that one, he did get a good breakaway. He got out. We just stuck like I said. We just stuck to ourselves. Kept playing how we play. Kept being us and stopped them.
I don't know if y'all have anything written down goals for a game. I think y'all may have held them under 200 yards. How big is that?
That's very big. We do. We have a list of goals we try to complete every game as far as how many carries they get per carry, yards per play, all that. We have goals. So setting that one, that's the main one.
Big day for a lot of you, including JT Woods. How's his development helped you all out defensively?
Oh yeah, JT. He's a ball player. He's a playmaker. I love the way he plays. And I love the things he does. He's fast. He's physical. He just comes. He brings it.
It's good to see you guys. I'm proud of the way our team responded. You know, I thought in all it was a good week of practice. It was you felt confident going into the game. I thought to start the game there was good things. I feel like our biggest competition to this point has been ourselves, and it's been penalties. It's been turnovers bit us today. And so it's the ability to play a clean game and to play a game where we can focus all of our energies on the opponent. I think when we do that, we can play at a really, really high level. And so I think we were able to see some of that and feel some of that in the second half. And so it was pretty intentional going into halftime. Kind of, this is where we're at. This is why we're here. Here's what needs to be done to be corrected. And we had players that had the awareness of kind of what that first half entailed and the discipline that we needed to apply in that second half. And so I'm proud of how we finished. I think our team right now can be as good as we want to be. I'll take any questions you guys got.
Dave, did you feel like your offensive line continued to get better today?
Yeah, the challenges with today was 4-man, 5-man, 3-man fronts, and their ability to run pirate games and some movement, and then just bigger bodies and some of the hard edges. Kansas runs an offense that's somewhat similar to ours, and so there's ways that they want to combat it, and so we were able to see all that, and then have the communication, have the effort that it takes to attack that. So I'm proud of them. I thought, there's guys that are battling through, whether it's personal stuff or battling through, mild injuries or this type of thing. I think their fight and their grit up front led this team, and so way cool to see.
Dave, when they posted to 14-7 there at the half, how important was that for the defense to come out and do what they did at the start of the second half? 2 straight 3-and-outs, and then y'all scored 2 touchdowns in 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was important. You'd like for your team to respond that way, and I think going into that halftime, I think everyone knowing that that we are our biggest adversary right now, right? We have to stop fighting us. We have to get a more intentional focus, and then to be able to say those things with confidence and to say those things in a way that can kind of free people and uplift them, I think was key. And so you came out of halftime knowing that we're going to be on the hunt, and so it's cool to see.
You guys have already run for more yards offensively this year than you did in the entire 2020 season. Is this the way you saw this offense that led you to make that change in the offseason to bring Coach Grimes in?
Yeah. I think one of the things that came up today was one of the things that's part and parcel of this offense is big playability and shots and kind of chunk plays, and we can still improve in that area. I think what you saw a lot of was meticulous drives, right, and pounding the rock, 8-yard gain, 10-yard gain, and so on. And so I think that's where some of the penalties and some of the turnovers came. It's just the discipline that it takes to do that. I think our ability to focus on that as well as hit those shot plays, I think will make a big difference. But anytime that we can get an offense that throws body blows and gets people to bring their guard down where you can get a knockout shot, we'll take it.
Dave, was that Gerry at his best, you think? I mean, at least up to this point?
He continues to grow, and I think there's two separate tracks with Gerry. One is being calm, cool, collected, being one play ahead a majority of the time, and his film study, his intentionality throughout the week comes into play there. Sean Bell comes into play there, as well as Jeff Grimes. But then on the other side of it, I think also when you talk about Gerry, you just talk about his leadership. So he was one of the guys when we come into halftime, everybody knows that was not where we wanted to be, but Gerry's just an aura and a confidence about him that he goes, Coach, we got this, and they got it. And so when you're around that, it's uplifting to be around, and I'm excited to see, in these next couple of weeks how much better it gets.
What did you think of the day RJ had today?
I thought RJ showed a lot of grit. I thought, and that's how I see RJ. I think, when I pull back, like what a great kid, what a great family, right? What a great heart he has. Just right away you want to root for people like him because he goes about it and sees it in the right way. And so for him to come out and fight through stuff, there was good and bad, but there's a lot of fight, man, a lot of grit. It's I'm glad he's on our side of it. I think RJ is someone that's got a ton of respect on the team, and he doubled down on that tonight.
Dave, you went for it twice on 4th down early in the game. Kind of what's behind the thought process there, and do you anticipate being pretty aggressive on 4th down this season?
Yeah, I think anytime that we can reduce the availability of us having to block exotic pressures and exotic 3rd down coverages, for us to execute versus that, I think the more we can keep it, 3rd and 3, 4th and 2, 4th and 1, kind of keep it on our terms, where big boys can go forward as opposed to going backward, then I'm all for that. And so in trying to manage that aggressiveness And I know as a defensive coach for all those years, you would get to 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 or 4th and 1, and you were hoping that punt came out, and it was almost be a sigh of relief when that happened. And when the offense stayed out, it was like, okay, here we go, these guys. And so it's cool to be on the other side of that.
Abram had his 3rd straight 100-yard game. Is this kind of what you pictured when you moved him strictly to running back?
Yeah, Abram brings a physicality. He was a captain today. He brings an energy and a toughness, and this was his type of game. This would be what you would expect. And I think Abram and just being pushed by Ebner, right, and being pushed by our offensive coaches. I think he's going to continue to get better and better. Just getting adjusted to running back, and then really feeling out the timing of when to make his cuts and setting stuff up. So some of that was shown tonight or today, and so excited for his improvement.
Which one of your running backs does it hurt more to watch run, especially in goal line situations?
Does it hurt to watch run? In goal line situations, probably. I would say probably Gerry. As much I know that Gary's going to score, but if it's there's a couple shots on the sideline today, right? That guys were taking. I think RJ took one, and so anytime that you can get points on the board and not take those shots, I think that's a good. That's a good option to use. I think Gary's going to look for contact, and so I think if we got into those situations, he probably wouldn't agree with me.
Dave, Jeff's MO is using the tight ends a lot. He looked like he did that today, even putting Gavin in there at fullback to score.
Yeah, I think the tight ends are a central part. We traveled quite a bit, and you look at Gavin, you look at Jackson, you look at the guys that have really made a push and for playing time there. Drake, obviously, Ben, and so we count on those guys a lot. They give us surfaces to run the ball, where pressure and stunts and a lot of the things that gave us trouble last year are going to be hard to do when you have a 4 or a 4.5 or 5-man surface, and so especially when you're running wide zone that way, and so really integral and central to what we're doing. I credit Jeff for their improvement as blockers. Our guys are fully attuned to that and know we've got to get better. And today you're able to see guys getting better, right? I think when we started all of it in January, they'd probably say they're pass catchers, and they may say that now, but they're turning into pretty darn good blockers, and so we're getting better as a team that way.
Does Gavin practice much at fullback?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we'll have both him and, we've got some guys from defense. They also get some spots there too. And so, I think the ability to lead block and then, take a dive play, so to speak, is something that I think they all look forward to on Thursdays when we practice short yardage goal lines. But it is a big piece of the offense.